Nick, what's up, man? It's popping off right now. I figured I figured it was going down in the DMs just now. What's the word on Tyron, bruh?
Well, I mean, he's visiting the team, so it looks like that's gonna start to move a little bit. You know, obviously, a visit doesn't equate to a signing, but usually you can't have a signing without a visit, so it has to start somewhere. And look, they've been interested in him since very early in the free agency process. He was somebody they were high on at the start. We had talked about him a month ago. It's just sometimes a matter of opportunity cost. All those things need to align a little bit. And I still don't think that Tyron's at a point where he's ready to accept a discount deal. And the Saints don't really look like a team that's willing to go out there and spend huge money on people right now. So there might still be a little bit of an impasse, and we'll see how that kind of comes together. But everything I've heard about Tyron is that he'd be willing to wait the training camp for an injury to where somebody would then need to pay him what he wants to be paid. So I don't think this is going to be a huge hometown discount situation or anything. But, I mean, I think the fit makes a lot of sense for both sides, and perhaps there's a way for everybody to come to their senses. And, look, I'll say this, with the way Louisiana, New Orleans treated Quan Alexander when he was here, like, if Tyron signs here, he will be treated like the greatest football player of the modern era. Yeah. So I think he'd get a lot of love here. So, you know, it would be interesting to see how that would work out.
Yeah, I can't even. I know I'll find the word sometime throughout today, but I haven't really allowed myself to go there yet, Nick. But yeah, I mean, the only player that people get more excited about would be Joe Burrow. Like, honestly, like the only player that LSU fans would be more excited about returning. Okay, so you basically just touched on this, but I want to clarify here. So, because a lot of people in chat are asking this, they're saying that Tyron would love to play for the Saints, but yes, he also wants to be paid. And if somebody's willing to pay him more than the Saints, he will go there.
Yeah, I think that would probably be an accurate assessment of it. I don't think that he's locked in on being in any one location. Like I said, everything I've heard is that he's willing to wait to get the money he thinks he deserves. He's in no hurry to make a deal, and he knows that eventually, it'll be there. He's still a good player. He's a little bit later in his career, so people are probably looking at other options. And sometimes, on the other side of the draft, those opportunities start to exist for teams that miss out on somebody. And look, if the Saints go through the draft and they don't land the safety they want, their price probably goes up a little bit, because do you want to have this huge hole in your defense after you just spent future picks to move up to get another selection? So even their circumstances could change a little bit. But I don't think that he's in a huge rush. But, I do wonder, if the Saints' priorities have changed a little bit over the last 24 hours now that they did strike this deal, and they're a little bit more loaded up to go for it the way they want to go for it. So, yeah, I mean, I would agree with what you said there, that if somebody else offers more money, he would take it. But I don't think he's I think it's very clear he hasn't found the offer that he's comfortable signing yet.
So, explain the deal to me, Nick. I know we texted about it, but I still didn't fully understand it. Why did the Saints? Because, to the layman, it feels like you basically gave up, like a second and third rounder to bump up a first-round pick a year?
Yep. So, I mean, I guess the logic of it, there's a couple of ways to look at this. The first one would be that I think it makes sense for this team with guys like Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, the 2017 draft class, all on second deals, the guys that are still around. You kind of got a roster that's aging in some places, and 2-3 years from now, the rest of your guys are going to be aging. So I think it kind of makes some sense to push up your assets to now and continue to build around this core. Because I think if we look at the Saints, it's kind of like they're working the middle of two philosophies. I think it's very, very clear they're not an all-in team right now. All-in to me is spending whatever they have left in cap space, $25, $30 million, whatever it was, spending all that, loading up. That's paying Honey Badger what he wants. That's going and getting Jarvis Landry. That's doing everything you can to win this season. They aren't making those moves, but I think they're still being aggressive, and this allows them to continue to be aggressive, continue to be financially responsible. It's a big priority for this team now to clean up the cap. So that's something they want to do. So I think moving up your draft picks, getting cost control players allows you to achieve that function. But the other thing here, too, is now that you have the ammunition, and if you look at the Jimmy Johnson trade chart, their 2 first-round picks have 1,850 points of value. The third-round pick is worth 1,800 points. So theoretically, based on the history of trades, the universally kind of agreed upon value of draft picks around the league, they have the ammo to move up to number 3, which kind of puts you in play for anybody. You know, you can go get your quarterback. People will hate me for saying this, but you can go get your left tackle. You can get your pass rusher, a top corner. Like, you can do anything you want in the draft at this point. And I think they're just kind of positioned to play the board, maybe get 2 starters if they want, 3 picks in the first 50. I mean, that's a nice way to reload a little bit. So I think it just kind of gives them the flexibility they need to kind of achieve that aggressiveness without becoming financially irresponsible and kind of being able to rebuild a core around some of the aging players.
I mean, it does feel like also like you could look at it a different way, Nick, and say like, you know, tackle might be it, because the Chargers, as we talked today, they sat there at 17, and it looks like they're going to go right tackle. Obviously, they've got left tackle solidified with Slater, but they are in the market for a right tackle, and maybe you wanted to move up just to get whoever's the best available tackle, because it is such a deep tackle class, and maybe that could have just been the move, and maybe you stay at 16 and 19 and go tackle receiver.
Yeah, they could definitely do that. And look, man, like to your playing to the same point, like look at the value of wide receivers around the league right now and what they're getting traded for. And,
yeah.
I mean,
it's
moving
crazy.
up to get one, and not having to pay him the mega deal on top of the draft capital to get one, you know, that's not a bad position to be in. But yeah, I think they're well positioned if they want to stay put. You get, you know, say they don't sign Tyron, you can get the safety, the wide receiver, and the tackle in those top 3 picks, and be kind of well positioned to roll on and go forward. And, you know, if they sign Tyron, then you're opened up in the second round to draft Sam Howell. If you like Sam Howell, and that's a guy I know that they've been around a lot. They've spent a lot of time with him. They're looking at quarterbacks. I mean, Matt Corral was in here for a visit. I mean, they're definitely doing their homework on these guys. So I think that there's a lot of possibilities that open up. And, you know, signing him in particular, I think, alleviates one of those concerns. You could go forward with P.J. Williams. I don't think that's what they want to do. So, I mean, there's still a lot of work to do, but getting this extra pick, I mean, just it opens up the world of possibilities. You can play for the future. You can play for now. I mean, it's just they can go any which way with it.
Please, football gods, please make this happen, dude. Again, I don't care about team fit, salary cap, and I think it speaks for a lot of LSU fans. I just don't care, okay? You get better when you put that man in the locker room and he's paired up with CeeDee Deuce and Demario Davis and Marshawn Lattimore and Marcus May. All of a sudden, Paulson Adebo. You want the young gun to continue to develop, learn the right mentality. It's all right there for you. I love it. Oh, Nick Underhill, at Nick_Underhill on Twitter. Go to NewOrleans.football. NewOrleans.football is a site. Remember, when you sign up, not only do you get the best Saints information like you're hearing right now, he's a wonderful breakdown of the trade and the potential ideas behind it, but you support Nick directly, right? No corporate overlords or any BS like that. Nick, thank you so much. Anything that we left off?
No, thanks for having me, and my bad for missing the call.
Oh, bro, we're Gucci. You got a lot going on, man. Good luck figuring out what's going on, and fingers crossed for the Badger. All right, bro, when we get back here, let's go ahead and close out the show.